We are going to, I used to do this a while ago and we're getting back to it now. So I am doing a bat signal. Basically, it's a bat signal 101 or a one-on-one to help you guys understand your bat signal. And I really think that it's helpful for people to see other folks unpack their bat signal or who they're speaking to, because it kind of unlocks within us maybe some things that would be helpful for us to understand, or people that we can reach and that sort of thing. So that said, let's go ahead and get at it, ma'am. So do you want to let me know what you think your bat signal is, and then we'll kind of work from there, or it's just all over?
It's all over, Martha. I love emotions. I love studying them.
Yes.
But when I come to emotions, I'm like, which way do I go?
Yes, I get that. I
And
get
so I
that.
feel just kind of stuck in helping people dive into what's keeping them so stuck.
Yeah, right. And so, and I didn't mention, this is Kaylin, by the way, for those of you that are like, hey, I know her. So emotions, so it's around emotions, and then you get stuck. So let's just kind of back up a little bit then. And what made you want to get into working with emotions?
Because I watch people as a massage therapist, I watch people come to me and they're like, I don't know where. I know there's something there, but I'm not sure what it is.
Okay.
And then they're laying on my table and they start to cry. And I'm like, which way do we go? And that's where I kind of get stuck with them.
Okay, so you get stuck with the client. So this isn't even bat
Yes.
signal necessarily. It's as you're working with them, you get stuck with how to be able to work with them. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. And what methods do you use to be able to work with them?
That's an awesome question. Okay, so they're laying on my table, Martha, and they start to cry. So I'll put my hands over their heart or touch their head or their feet to see if I can get that to shift or see what they might be dealing with. And it seems like it's so deep, they're not sure.
Okay, okay. So this is more practical than, so bat signal is more about who are you speaking to and how to be able to call them in. And this is more about practicality. And so I would think that a good person to, I mean, this would be a good question to ask even in Gold Getters, is how to move people through emotional processes. But
Okay.
have you gotten the emotional release or emotional freedom? Do you have those
Yes.
kits?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been doing emotions on people for probably 25 years.
Yeah.
And so I know those kits and I'll use them, but they're like, it's still like a wall.
Okay. Yeah, that's, so I'm really not the person to ask for that. Because I'm more like, how do you pull your people into you, right? Like how
Mm,
to, so when we go over bat signal, this is going to be more about like, how do we get their attention so then you can work with them. But let's kind of, I want to move into that space because I feel like there's still probably something there as well. And since
sure.
you do work with emotions, do you, how do you get your clients right now?
Mostly by word of mouth.
From word of mouth. Okay.
Hmm.
So,
I've never advertised.
yeah. Okay. So people are saying aroma freedom technique. So AFT, obviously that's going to be a thing. Happy to walk you through the release of that wall. Is somebody commented that in Gold Getters. Also, Darlene is on YouTube right now. Darlene Pettit said, has she actually done the EFT training, not just the
Mm-mm.
kit?
No,
Oh,
I've never did the training because I feel, and maybe this is tooting my own horn, feel that I have did it so much that you can learn something in everything. So that's why I haven't stepped into that,
yeah.
where I've been doing it for so long.
Are there a lot
But
of people that you're experiencing the block with?
oh yes.
So then
Martha.
I think it's probably
You would
time
be
to do something.
you would be surprised.
Yeah, Darlene said if you do the training, it's going to help you. So,
Okay,
and she's saying the EFT. So,
perfect.
yeah,
That's
that's
super.
Darlene's a good
Thank you, Darlene.
resource. She's a
Okay.
great resource. She knows everything. I think she knows everything. I'm pretty sure she does.
Well, first and foremost, we're glad to have you back.
Thank you.
I
Thank
wanted to
you.
say that very first.
Oh, well, I'm so happy to be back. Like,
Oh gosh.
I really feel like I'm home. Like, whenever I was away, I
We
wasn't
missed
happy
you.
that I wasn't here. It was a contractual thing. I wasn't happy that I wasn't here, but I'm
Well,
really
we're
glad.
glad you're back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're going to light this thing up, man. We're about to light this
Yes.
thing up. Darlene said I have people go into EFT with Raindrop, and it really
Oh,
helps knowing the training.
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank
Thank
you.
you, Darlene.
Yes. And so let's just kind of talk about Bat Signal a little bit since we're here, about how to be able to pull people in on social media. So
Oh, I
your
love it.
team is growing in the online way as well, right? And
Hmm.
maybe, your existing business also grows from that. So what do you post about like on your social media?
Mostly I post, Martha, about, I will do like a post saying, da 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 da, how do you feel about this? Or how is this affecting you in that going that way?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe I'm using the wrong wording.
Well, I mean, it's so whenever we're working with, so I'm just kind of putting myself in your shoes here. So if you're helping people with emotions, um, there's probably a specific thing that you help with the most. What do you really love whenever you're walking people through like emotions? There's probably a favorite of yours.
There is, Martha. I can look right at you and I can tell that you're carrying a lot of emotions here on your shoulders.
Oh, weird. Yes.
And so then, Martha, we would start talking about carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. What is happening, and see how you're starting to come up with that. Just let it go, let it come up, thank it for the purpose that it served you. We don't need to identify it, and just breathe through it, go, ah, and feel that release. That's how
Yeah.
easy it is.
Oh, wow. I
People
love
think
that.
it's so hard to work through emotions, and then as I look at you, I noticed one of your shoulders are hanging down.
Yeah.
So I
Uh-huh.
so I say to your body, what is she carrying there on her shoulder that's making that hang down?
Oh.
And so we would let your shoulder have a voice and start to talk to me. And you
Wow.
just listen. And where I've been trained so well, you sit there and listen. What is her shoulder needing? And then you go to the oil of release and put release or valor right there. I like to go to stress away first because I like to see if the muscle is holding on to stress. Then if I don't notice anything with your shoulder, like, oh, it starts to come up a little bit, then I'll go to release, saying, oh, she's got some heavy emotions that I don't need to know what they are. Let's just bring them up, thank them for the purpose that they served her, and just let them go. That's how easy it is.
Wow. And okay, I love that. And so, so whenever we're talking bat signal, we really want to get specific with like who we're calling in.
Yes.
So, do you like to work with, what type of people do you love to work with? Like, do you like to work with leaders? Or,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that's so now we're
I
getting
I
into
love
bat
to
signal.
work I love to work with people that are ready. They're tired of their shoulder hurting. They're tired of their neck aching. Okay, well, let's get to see what this is that's causing this.
Yeah,
It might not be anything bad. It's just something little
yeah,
that you can identify it, think it, and then release it. It's that
yes.
easy. And then you maybe might end with some joy. I mean, it's so powerful, but people are so afraid to step into it And you talk about leaders. Yes, I love working with leaders because they're so ready. More than the ones that are standing back here, I don't know if I want to do this. This seems kind of weird.
Right.
Where leaders are like, yes, let's go. I'm ready
Going
to
right
get
now.
this out.
Yes. So that's what I would, now that's where we're starting to really drill down into bat signal. So whenever you're talking on social media, you can even be talking to leaders specifically and things that could potentially be creating stress for them, right? And instances that they
Right.
may be going through. And so, in order to really be able to show up in front of somebody and have them be like, oh my gosh, she knows exactly what I'm thinking, that's going to be like you speaking directly to them and their stressors and the things that likely are bothering them and things that you've seen, to be able to speak to that and then also create solution for.
Okay.
So you can tell them how to do some of these things. And here's where some people get a little bit inside of their head and they're like, well, if I tell them how to do things, then why are they going to come to me? Well, the question is, why are they going to come to you if they don't know you can do these things?
Yes.
So it's good to be able to, help with some different things. And then they're going to come to you because they know you can help because you've already helped them.
Okay.
And then they're going to, can the stuff that you do be done virtually?
Absolutely.
That's what I thought.
Because I was going to tell you, your shoulder already looks better.
Yeah, I
It's
was
not.
leaning back on a
It,
chair, but yeah.
it's not drooping so much, and your shoulders look like they have come up, which is awesome.
Yay! But yeah, that's so whenever we're getting into bat signal, I would think of
Okay.
who that person specifically is. Is there somebody else other than leaders that you like to be able to help?
Mostly leaders because they're so ready and determined.
Yeah,
They want to work through it.
they've got a
And they know
reason.
yes, they've got that reason. They've got that push and they just want to get through it.
Yeah.
Where the other ones, Martha, and I'm not saying anything bad about them, but you're like throw them a rope and kind of drag them, where the leaders are like, yeah, let's go. I'm so ready for this.
Yes. Oh,
You
that's
know, and,
cool.
and I might just come in and touch their chest and their back, and I just hold for a few minutes, and then it just starts to come up.
Oh,
It's
I love
that
that.
easy. But people they're so afraid of emotions that they run the other direction.
Yeah,
And
that's
so my
silly.
challenge is to whoever's listening, don't be afraid of it. Find somebody that you trust and just dive into it. It's just like it's so freeing.
I love it. Another thing that you can do within your YL team is you can have this be an attraction point to join your team.
Oh, okay.
So, where you will do maybe monthly something or others for your whole doggone team,
I
right?
love it.
And
Okay.
maybe the leaders get something special. It's really it's important whenever we have 6 million different people in the world selling exactly the same thing that we do, and we love them, of course, but the way to be able to pull our people to us is to offer what only we can offer. And
Yes.
that's to be able to, so for you it's to be able to support your team and to support your people in the way that you can. And so then your people can come to you and expect to get that support as well. And then they can grow out their teams with the things that they have to offer.
Love it.
It's a really, like, that's really the Go for
Yes.
Gold way, right? I mean,
hmm
whenever you go through Go for Gold, it's just, that's really what it's about, is finding that thing that sets you apart.
Yes, because I appreciate you taking me on as a call because I've done Go for Gold through it 3 times. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pull out my hair because I don't know what I'm missing. Should I go back and redo this? And
Yeah.
so thank you for picking me. I
Oh,
feel
sure.
I feel such an honor. It's like, yes. I mean, now my mind is just going 100 miles an hour. I'm like, yes, thank you, Martha.
I love it. Thank you. And also, just so you know, Go for Gold is getting another overhaul
Yay.
in the next month or so. And so
Okay.
anybody that has Go for Gold right now, it's just going to be made better. And so you don't have to rebuy it or anything like that. It's just we just update it and make sure that you have the best working knowledge. And so that's going to get updated
Gosh, I don't know
because,
how it could get any better. It's so great.
oh shoot, listen to you. You're the best.
Yes. I love
Well,
it.
lady, thank you so much, Kaylin, for coming on with me. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
I loved it. It was beautiful.
Oh,
And peace
good.
be with your vehicles too.
Thank you
Our
so
family
much.
is praying for you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, you have a great day. Everybody else out
Hey,
there, have a great day. See
thank
you
you,
guys.
hun.
You got it.
Bye.